Hola, buenas noches. Hola, buenas noches. Soy Crypto Bernie y les doy la bienvenida a un nuevo video de mi canal. Vamos a analizar precios, el mercado, vamos a analizar macroeconomía, vamos a revisar qué está pasando con el mundo cripto y en especial con Bitcoin. Vamos a ver para dónde pueden ir durante esta semana que empieza. Bitcoin, XRP, Render, que es otra de las monedas que voy a empezar a revisar en el canal y que espero que a ustedes también les pueda interesar toda esta información. Voy a empezar hablándolo en inglés. La idea es tratar de hacer algunos videos en inglés, pero quería dar una introducción previa para que la gente entienda, oiga, este señor, ¿por qué de un momento a otro empieza a hablar en inglés? Entonces, arranquemos. Hi, how are you? This is Crypto Bernie, and the idea of this video is to start talking in English, giving some explanation of what I think about prices, about macroeconomics, about some of the tokens that I most like XRP, Render, Bitcoin, and as soon as I see any other comments about it, I will start looking to see to analyze which other altcoins can be part of this list of the altcoins that I should put inside of my portfolio, or at least check with you which ones will be nice to have for you also. So for everyone that is around the world, I appreciate you being here. I remind you that I'm not your financial advisor. I'm only a YouTuber that knows a little bit and investigates all the time about crypto, and it's ready to see what things are happening around the crypto world. Um, so let's start with the first things that I like to show is to see the market using the coin market cap listing, where we can see everything about what happens with the crypto world. Mm, we start here looking at the analyzing prices, analyzing the moment, and then we will go forward and try to look everything around. I remind you that Gate.io is a sponsor of the channel. They help me a lot. This video is also posted in their live every night. I'm going to try to speak English or Spanish around all this information that I can bring to you and try to show to the crypto community what I think about different altcoins and bitcoins. I personally, for the first time, I don't know if you know it, I don't appreciate or I don't like memes. Meme coins are not part of my portfolio for the moment. Uh, any project around memes, any project around the Ponzinomics, I doubt it completely. After having a lot of trouble doing investing in memes, investing in projects that were involved with the Ponzinomics and Ponzi's, and thinking that I could win over the rest of the world, but I noticed that it's impossible to win, and the only thing is you're risking more than you're going to earn. So at the end, I prefer doing blue chips, blue altcoins, blue Bitcoin, and prefer to go to the top of the list instead of going to the dark side of the crypto world. And that's why I started to do these videos analyzing more XRP. I started with it. I'm trying to do a little bit of investigation in searching around um, others what others that I like render. I'm trying to start investigating a little bit about Solana and trying to learn more about router protocol. There's another one that I like that I started looking at is something done. Let me see if I can see it here to remember the one that I was trying to look. Injective. It was Injective. I it's all this is what I'm trying to look. Also, I do a lot of research in DeFi and invest in DeFi a lot. I've been doing a lot of Bitcoin mining during the time, so I'm gonna try to analyze the market before doing more on the prices. So anyone that wants to take a look, say hi during the gate video. I'm going to give away mm, some prizes that I like. I have some of them here in my portfolio, and normally I would give away a couple of bucks. Let's start with that to show people to get to the channel. I hope they like it, and we're gonna custom this to, I don't know how many minutes, but probably we can see a couple of people being happy to see this these coins get to them. So if you don't know what is a red packet, it's a reward that gives the YouTubers, the streamers go and show to the community and share it with them. So here it goes. Probably there will be a lot of people trying to grab some of these coins starting the week. I know there's a lot of people in Asia, probably in China, that watch the videos, and also there's a lot of people involved in this end of the end New Year in China. So probably they will be missing a lot of this information. So let's start with what we were going to see. So at the moment, the global crypto market cap is at 1.63 trillion. It went down 0.78% during the last day, with Bitcoin today Sunday on 41,000, 41K, a little bit over the 41K, 41,350. At this moment, it has gone 0.01 during the last hour, 2.32% down during the last 7 days. We have Ethereum with $2,440. It has been down for 2.45% during the last week. All these movements have been really tough after the ETF spot Bitcoin that went 6 days ago. It was 8 days ago, and there was a lot of movement in the market. What we saw, and I read an article, was someone that a big whale that had over 100,000 bitcoins waiting to be sold and were bought initially over a huge price of 48,000. And as soon as it came over that price, he went and took them out through Bitstamp and I don't know the other one. No, Bitstamp was another thing. Sorry. He went out to the exchanges and sold most of these bitcoins with a huge winning for him, but it turned down all the market. So at the end, what we see, these ETFs have been building up. They have been taking out some of the coins from Grayscale and pushing them towards BlackRock, Fidelity, Arc, Bitwise. I don't remember all the names. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. So there's 9 of them that are receiving all this money, and a lot of people getting out of Grayscale because of the high cost that they have in this fund that is a little bit expensive for what they believe. So at the end, we have over $4 billion positive into the ETFs after a lot of movement. More than 11 billion were traded during these first days. So at the end, it was a great movement, and we will see. People started asking a lot of questions, and I love it because I really appreciate people asking. Let me wait to see, and I will explain what I believe about Matic. So at the end, what Bitcoin is doing is waiting and building these ETFs. At the end, there's a lot of ads coming out. There's a lot of information coming out to a lot of people in the US. There were a lot of people in Europe that were already investing, but I believe they're going to be more comfortable investing in this kind of business than what they were doing before. The crypto market is turning to be more interesting for these people, for normal retailers, and also for institutionals, because they are already they have like the approval of the SEC to invest in this kind of products. Before they could invest through futures, but there's some funds that don't have their inside of their politics to invest in this kind of product. So there's a lot of funds that they can invest, probably not future funds. So that's probably the difference between these kind of products inside the US. Um, so before continuing to talk about crypto, I want to talk about macro. I've seen S&P and all the American. Hola Cota, how are you? How are you, Cota Pagay and Max Fitazo? They're here in the audience watching and taking a look of what I'm talking about. So what happened in the macro last week is the S&P, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones went up a lot. We saw S&P building for the first time on one Friday during after 2 years. They got a max price, and they also got an all-time high during the intraday that on Friday because of all these things that are happening inside inside what happened inside the World Economic Forum, where there was Ripple, there was data, there were a lot of people talking about all the evolution that should happen using blockchain and intelligence, artificial intelligence. So what we believe is a lot of information coming in, a lot of things, good things happening, and there's a lot of politicians around the world learning about these new technologies that are coming into place. The blockchain technology is amazing. What they've been talking about a lot is about Ripple and all the payments, system of payment, international payments, and probably being replacing replacing the SWIFT system is a financial message or international financial messages system of messaging between the institutions. So probably this can be a very good thing for XRP and uh, also for Ripple. Obviously, there's a lot of people doing a lot of good things. Like Edera is also trying to do alliances with Ripple. There's a lot of people doing amazing stuff, like the people at XLM, the people at Chainlink. They're building over a lot of things that they've been doing before. Solana people also, the Solana Foundation has been building during all the bear market. That's what I've been reading. And that's why Render Network decided to change from Ethereum to Solana. And that's what I've been watching in a lot of protocols, a lot of small projects that I've been assessing. I've been talking to them, telling them avoid being here in over the big Ethereum, go through a level two, like a Polygon, like a Optimism, or probably go to Solana, or probably go to XRP Ledger systems where they have cheaper fees, low gas fees, very fast interactions. Just to remind you, Swift interaction, Swift transaction between I don't know, Colombia and China probably can be, it can last for 3 to 5 labor days, and also it can happen. It can happen that it can cost over $50-$60 each transaction. When you see transaction in XRP or Solana, you see that it's under $1. So that's the big difference I've seen here. So talking about economics, the Fed has been waiting and watching what all the analysts have been talking during the last weeks, and at the end of the year 2023, they decided to they were thinking about moving the Fed rates in March, because everyone was thinking that the economy was okay. No, it was hanging there, not very good. But after all the new news, people are moving the the decision of the Fed, or betting over this decision towards May or June. That's the movement. And as I've been saying all the time, what happens with rates, around the world is the money is more expensive. If the rates are high, you will find expensive money, and you will need to have like a leverage between that rate and the rate that you can find in any other project that you're investing in. You need to be higher. When you don't see it's higher, you don't take that risk. So that's the big difference here. So if the Fed decides to move the rates down, they will wait, and probably, I don't know, the money will come later. It will be really difficult to see Bitcoin, all these altcoins get more money in, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's the macro around all this info, and let's go around and go back to the coin market cap and see prices around. So Ethereum is at 2.4k. Tether is growing in TBL. BNB is growing a lot. They were asking me right in the chat about the BNB. They were talking. Let me go back to the question they asked. I know they were asking about Matic. We will go down to Matic in a minute. So BNB is growing, is still growing. I've seen a lot of movement inside the Binance Smart Chain network. There's a lot of projects coming in. Obviously, it's not the top one at this moment. I've seen Solana grow a lot more, but Solana is still like, I don't know what's this, like 20% down from the fourth place, that is BNB. The other one that has been growing is XRP. They had a lot of movement in the World Economic Forum in Davos. I heard a lot of info about Brad Garlinghouse meeting with the institutions, talking to them, and talking about all the evolution that the XRP is doing. So I am still bullish with them. I am DCAing every time I can, and that's my point of view around XRP. If you have any questions about any other crypto, please ask. If I have some answers to give you, it will be amazing. So then we have ADA. I'm not a fan of ADA. Probably they can do a lot better. Dogecoin, not a fan of memes. Avalanche is growing also, even though there's a lot of people jumping from Avalanche to Solana. What is what I've been seeing. Tron has its own market in the Asian market. I believe it's amazing. Personally, I don't. I've had to use it for some things, but some investments, but that I believe they're based more in Asia than in the occidental part of the world. Chainlink, I believe it's a big competition of XRP. They are doing a lot of good things, but they don't have the ISO 20022, so they lag on this. I believe they're not that amazing. I came down here to Toncoin, that is the coin that is used inside the wallets of Telegram. Telegram has gone amazingly. Obviously, everyone that is involved in the crypto world knows about Telegram and also about Toncoin. I don't have my wallet on Toncoin, but I believe I should. In the case of Polygon, I personally like it. As who was the one that asked, um, Max asked about Polygon. I believe Polygon is continuing to be one of the best and more solid projects inside, as a level two of Ethereum. Obviously, is competing with others like Solana, and I don't believe Ethereum is losing that leadership he has over Solana or over other projects or XRP Ledger. I don't believe they're going to lose it. But at this point, I see Polygon losing 8.92% during the last 7 days, and almost 2% over the last 24 hours. That's not good for Polygon at the moment. That's my view on the top coins. And if I go down, I find Stellar. That is another good one that is good. Is based on more on retail clients, and they're losing 4% the last week. I believe, as well as XRM and the ones on the top, like the ones I've been talking about, that they can have a very good week this week, after all the bad news during this week and the previous week. And I believe they can go and grow and have this fear and greed index go over to 60 or 65 points. That's my view. That's my personal view. I don't know what do you think and what are you thinking in the market. And down here, I jumped all the way down here. ICP is another good coin. I like it. I like it. I've heard very good things about Cosmos and Atom. I've seen that they had a lot of good things, but and they've been over the world. But it's a project that's been lagging a lot of things. Stellar is here. Injective is another one that I like. It went down from $40 to 34.72, and I believe from here around the 20 to 30, it can be probably the best of all, around there. Optimism is a good protocol, but it hasn't grown more. It has it's lagging also. It's not as solid as what has happened with Solana. And also, we jump here to Celestia. That is another one that is doing amazingly. I like what they do. I like what all the data management that they do. So take a look at Celestia also. Even as they lost 13.35% during the last week, I believe probably can be a good price to come in. Lido is another project that has amazing things inside it, and I don't know about the coin, about if the coin is amazing or not, but it's a DAO. It's the votes you can get inside Lido, and probably you can find amazing things there. And we have a couple of good ones here. This is the best prices here, I believe. I think that I can go very good if they're good at good alliances with XRP. I believe Arbitrum is growing a lot. It's doing a lot of good things. Solana took a leadership here in between them, but Arbitrum is still doing amazing things, and Caspa can't go down. Caspa, obviously, you know what it is. It's it's like a copycat of Bitcoin. They have amazing. They have a good network, good ambassadors around the world. They're talking and explaining people about a Caspa. I don't know much more about stacks in my maker. They could be one of my top decisions to start investigating in, but I personally haven't had the time to start investigating. These are very good projects. Probably I jumped over a couple of them. I don't know anything about Mantle. I think they can do something good, but then I jump all the way to the render that went down to the 55th spot, and now it's over this 48 spot because it has been maintaining a good price, a good spot here with 0.81% during the last 27 days. What they do, and I'm going to try to explain it and try to look what they did in the last weeks, is they do is to democratize the GPUs for rendering services. So that's the big thing that render does, and I believe it has to we have to use and take advantage of this information. So instead of going down and trying to look for other good things like Quant, Algorand, or Ordi, I believe, or Sui, there's another one that is good here. Sats is another that I don't like, and probably Sandbox has some good things to grow in the future. Mm, I saw I read something about Beam. Mm, don't know much about it. I tried to learn, but had no time to finalize my studies there. And then we can go up and try to jump all the way to see what we can talk about, what news we have over the world around this kind of coins. So first of all, we are here in Bitcoin ETFs in the block. They're talking about the amount of money that came in to the Bitcoin ETFs. It's over $4 million, $4 billion in assets. All the new money that has come to these ETFs. Remember that Grayscale lost a lot of money, but even though the total sum is positive in favor of um, of this of all the projects around. So what Eric Balchunas is a great guy to follow in Twitter. He talks a lot about. He has a lot of information that we don't have. We don't have Bloomberg or Reuters. Probably you can also find it in Reuters. Um, I don't think you can find it anywhere else. I saw like another kind of a research page in Twitter and X.com. But now let's see what it says. After 6 full days of trading, 95,000 Bitcoin are now held by the 9 approved spot Bitcoin ETFs, bringing the value of their assets under management to nearly $4 billion. According to early numbers shared by Eric Barchuna, senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg, the influx of capital into the 9 new ETFs has outplaced outflows from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which has been the value of its assets under management by 2.8 billion over the 6 day period. Of the 9 ETFs, two separated themselves from the pack: Fidelity and BlackRock, which have each seen over 1.2 billion in inflows over the 6 days of trading, while Fidelity FTFs has been slightly higher inflows. BlackRock currently has slightly more assets under management with 1.4 billion compared to Fidelity's nearly 1.3 billion. So this is what I'm saying. They are growing in assets under management, and these are the two leaders in the market. So this is good news. And also, what we've seen is their pro shares. I saw that they're filing for an option ETF over Bitcoin. And also on the side of Ethereum, the SEC has decided to postpone the decision over an ETF of Ethereum. Later, it can be moved up to May. Why? Probably because they're focused on the case against Ripple, and this case will finalize around the end of April. So we'll see what happens there. And also, I saw someone that talked about XRP, XRP, and an ETF around XRP. I think it won't happen before the decision of the Judge Torres has been decided. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this kind of things. Mm, I saw another news that I want to share with you. Um, uh, Here it is, the one that I was talking about. They were talking about receiving comments on the proposals that will allow option trading on BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF. I saw that the Securities Sec asked for comments from the public about a proposal from Nasdaq that would allow for option trading on BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF. Obviously, if they're the biggest, they will receive a lot of things around it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this approval or not approval from this filing from Nasdaq. We'll see. So let's jump all the way to Crypto Basic to see what they have here. What news do they have around Bitcoin, XRP, and Render? I see less information about Render, and that's why I decided to come in and start looking and investigating more about it. Mm, this can be a great news to follow. If history repeats, XRP could rise 75,000% to 411K. If we watch and we do numbers here, I believe it can't be real. And I'm going to tell you why. They have over 1 billion coins, 100 billion coins times 411 times 100. No, let me refresh. This will say that I think I'm missing one. The price of if we get to 411, it will turn out to be over. This number is not good. It's over 5 trillion, the price of the of Bitcoin of Ripple. So I can refresh all this info. I can put it here. I can do a lot of things, but it's impossible to have this movement and this thing real in the world. So I don't know what they're thinking about when they write this in no. This makes me sick to read this kind of information. I personally think they can go up to $10, $15, $20, but $411 is 20 times that, and it's 300 times what we. No, it's too much. It's crazy. I don't know. What do you think? Give me an opinion about what you think about. Uh, they're asking about the red packets. They don't care about what you say. But okay, give me an opinion. I will probably give an XRP red packet or something. I can give a red packet to the people that in Gate.io that give a very good opinion over what they think about the good price for Ripple and Render. I'm gonna write it down. On let me put this here. We'll see what people answers. So let's go and jump all the way to take a look at render and what they have been doing during the last time. For people that don't know what render is, it's a distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. That's what they do. This is like the big thing they do, and they've been doing this for quite a time. Here we have the CEO. Let me show him here. It's Jules Urbach. You can find it everywhere. It's easy to check. It's not a it's not a scam. And here he talks about the vision of GPU cloud rendering. That is what the project of render is. What they have done in the last time, and we can check it out here, is let me show it here. Done. They're they're upgrading their render tokens to Solana. What they've been doing in the past is that they had Ethereum, and they're jumping all the way to Solana because of a couple of things. And this is a decision made by the group, all the investors that decided to jump all the way. And there's a decision in, I believe it's RP002, where they decided to move from Ethereum to Solana because having their coin in Ethereum is more expensive than doing and trading in Solana. Also, this is better for the artists that use the services. They will find cheaper way to invest into the coins. At this time, render coin, the Ethereum render coin RNDR, will change to render with the two e's inside it. So it is important for everyone to change and upgrade your token from Ethereum to Solana. You have to have your own wallet in Solana. You need to have your wallet in Ethereum. Link it to this link here in the page, and start buying and start upgrading your tokens. There's a price there. I don't have it here to show it, but there's some rewards for the people that do it during this time, and that had the tokens inside the wallets before the end of the year. So this is not a prize to grab, but it's an opportunity to earn more. Mm, this is kind of what I wanted to show you. Render is a project that is doing amazingly. They've been growing. They had a little trouble. People didn't understand what they were doing with this swap of coins. And personally, I didn't understand. I needed to start studying it before investing. That's an important thing. And look which are the uses for rendered network. You can do some things in media, industry, augmented reality, mixed reality, gaming, medical, virtual reality. That's it, all the services that they have. And you need to go and read the white paper. It's really important to understand and appreciate what they do, learn about it inside these projects. So let's jump all the way to the exchange in Gate.io and understand what is happening with prices. This is why we're here and want to investigate and try to bet on the movement of prices at this moment. So let's watch here. Let's get to 1 day. I don't know if we can go bigger. Yeah, we can go bigger. We can use graphs. We can use a lot of things to show you the movements of these prices. So if we go down here to the low, this low here, this is in starting October. This is all the movement that has been going on during the last weeks. So tell me, when everyone knew that the new ETFs were coming in November, or were expecting to have some information in November, this jump from 26,000 to 37,000, where did it came from? It came from all the people that were betting on this movement. This movement changed, and this decision was moved up to November, sorry, to January, where it jumped all the way to 49,000. And this was from 26 to 49 was the great movement at that time. So don't tell me that it was not worth it, because people earn a lot of money. So when we see this movement here and we expect this other high here around under 48,000, around 48,000 in this peak before after the big bull run that we lived in November 21. So we this is where the people the people that bought a lot of coins decided to sell, and all the sales are already gone. So what I believe personally is that we're expecting a movement before the next bull run. So let's look here. We see this movement down. It went from probably from here. Let's see, from this is not the one that I want. Let me check. Mm, From here to here. This is not one. It doesn't matter. From here to here, to this side, it moved uh, from 29,000 to 41. Sorry, from 41 to 29. So it went down. This is a huge percent, and this can happen here. This has happened here. This movement is already known. Everyone knows it. But after this, the bull run will come, and this came from January 21 to April. So we are just copying that movement. That will be the movement for this year. This is what I believe it can be. So if we move all the way from this point and grab all this movement, we can go up all the way to 64,000. And it will be in April. It will be a retracement. And then I believe it can go up in November or December, probably in September. Sorry, what I was talking yesterday with El Good. In October, we can see it all the way to the red packets were gone. So thank you. That's the question I needed to know, Mona. Thank you for asking. Thank you for writing. So what we were talking about is that this movement can go to September to 100 to 95,000 in Bitcoin. This can be the same movement. It can have a retracement. It can go up, but it will probably go higher than this, higher, higher, higher. It can go all the way here. It will be here. around here. So this will be in, we can check this point here. So it can move all the way up. If we push it up to look, we're not far away from this line of tendency we're watching from last for all this bull run. This is my idea about Bitcoin, and let's see what we can see about XRP. XRP, I don't see it. XRP here, we have it here, solid. It's been struggling around the 60 cents, the 55 cents, the 50 cents, but at the end it has been moving forward and getting higher and higher and higher. From these levels we can see that we are under this level, and it can go, as I've seen and I've said several times, the 78 cents, the point, sorry, the point 60 53, it's 54 is a big point to watch. And after that I saw one that is, sorry, this is 48 cents. It's a little bit higher than this. It's here. I believe it can go all the way down here and then have the same movement, or probably it didn't break it can't break the 54 is a good movement down. This is a place where it's a big support, and then it should go all the way. If it breaks the 54, it can go down to 48 or around 46, like it says here in the graph, and then it should go, but up and up and up and up and up to 228. That's the level that I believe we can bring in the next 3 months. That's a price that I'm betting on during the next month. So there's a lot of people asking for a lot of things, mm, and people copying information from ChatGPT. It's amazing to see that. So someone sent me a red back. Thank you. And now let's go and see, watch what we can talk about. Render, that's the other one that I want to talk. I have before that I want to talk about Solana. Let's see if I find Solana here. Solana Tune, and there's another one that I want to talk about. This movement obviously is hard to watch and hard not to have been there, because it came all the way from $21 to almost 121.25. So it was a huge growth in this project, in this big altcoin that has grown a lot, has done a lot of great work. And as you saw, I was talking about having a Solana, render moving to Solana because of everything that they have been doing. I see here this movement is 222, and sorry, and this one. Ay, perdón. Ay. So this is the triangle that I find here, and sorry, I'm speaking too loud here for the family that are trying to get asleep. Done, done, and these are the points that I wanted to reflect here. So this can be a candle, the triangle that they can bring in, and if everything is like I believe it can be, and they don't break these levels, probably is a movement that can be multiplied by two and go all the way from $87. That will be $60 plus. Here you can go all the way to $150. That will be here around around April. So this is a price that I believe can go up, and we can see it around $150 in the close future, in the middle of after the bull run, or going all the way up to 150, $160 after the after in June. So, and what is the all-time high? I don't remember which one. What's the all-time high for Solana? Solana, it's here, and it should go. Look, we're far away from the top. We're like one third of the top with a 90 cent, $90, and should go all the way to 260. It can be there easily, I believe so. So, and let's end all this video with render. That is the next one that I have in my portfolio, and that I appreciate really. Render. I don't know if you saw it. Mm, I believe their movement is slower. Render. Done. Uh, Render. Remember that you have to use um, you have to use to not buy render but render. And at the moment, this one is the one that is available. You can buy it here and then upgrade it through Ethereum. This is a coin that is based in Ethereum, and then you move it to Solana easily when you move it to your Solana wallet. So here you have it. It went in December up to $45.30, $5.25. It went down around $4.13. It has been already in the past. It went over $9. So it will be amazing. Let me see this one here. We can see 8.8.47. So we can see it later growing up all the way. It's a project that has been in the market for a long time now, and it has also a good line here that can show you where is the tendency line and where it should go from these top levels to closing this triangle again, moving from 530 to probably can go down to 384, and it can start closing this gap and closing here, and then after this movement it can can duplicate what it did from this down from $60, $70 to 380. It's almost this is three times, so it can go three times where we are. You can go all the way to $11 uh, as I see it in just refreshing and doing an analysis of the movement that they can do. $11 for a render. They have. Let's watch how many coins do they have available in their protocol. They have 536 million coins maximum supply, and let's multiply this times 11. It will take all the way to $6 billion, the price of this protocol that is not far from the top coins that are here in the top of the coins. If if it goes to 6 billion, it can go up at this moment over Shiba Inu that has no value at all, is in my point of view. So that's a decision you take if you decide to invest in a kind of project that has a lot of potential, or decide to continue being on the sideline. I don't know. I don't know what you think. I don't know what you believe about this. Um, there's someone asking here about Caspa. I personally like it. I personally believe that it can have the same movement as let's look about it. Caspa. I like it. I've been investigating a lot about it in the last weeks. and I still don't know all what I need to know about Caspa, but I already bought a couple of coins here. What we see is a movement from Caspa that went in April last year, that was created to what we have here. They have a different way of doing distributing commissions. Is that they don't do it each 4 years, but they divide the coins for 1 year. So Caspa is an amazing coin, I believe. This is the movement. This is the price that is in this moment. Obviously, if you compare to Bitcoin, you can probably have the same movement. It went from end of October all the way up to November. It went copying what the movement will be for Bitcoin. They have a different distribution of commissions of fees, and the blocks how they divide the commissions is once a year. But then we can see that this 10 cents that we're here under 10 cents is 9.96 cents. It can probably break down to here to $8.08 to 27. But after this, I believe it can have the same movement that Bitcoin will have, like they are followers at the end of what Bitcoin does, but in a smaller proportion, or a smaller proportion in time, I believe. So what they can do is multiply itself, go all the way, and it can go all the way. I can do a bit. I can do a bit telling you that it can go all the way from three times here. You can go to 30 cents easily in during the bull run, going between 27 and 30 cents during the bull run, and hope I'm not wrong, because I'm starting to invest in Caspa. Not a lot of money, but I'm investing some of my coins. So not having more to say and just being talking here in a monologue, answering a couple of questions that they do. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate you being here. Please smash a like and follow me in Gate.io. I appreciate that. Follow me everywhere you find me. And anytime you want to ask questions or comment, you can find me here, and I will answer any questions that I have, that I find in my comments. Thank you for your time. And like probably the people that didn't hear at the beginning, I started talking in English in this video because I noticed that there's a lot of people that are here in the English community that want to know a little bit more, and people in Asia don't understand much Spanish, and they were asking for a little translation of what I was talking all the time. Thank you for your time. I appreciate everything you do every time you see and say hi to your families. Bye bye.